Good evening, I'm Nick Arthur with a look at sports. The Chicago Cubs kept their season alive and have forced a deciding Game 7 after defeating the Indians tonight in Game 6 of the World Series. Game 7 will go tomorrow night in Cleveland. Josh Tomlin on the mound tonight to close it out for Cleveland, but the Cubs wasted no time getting on the board. Chris Bryant, 2 out, hammers one to left for the solo home run. 3 batters later, runners at the corners, Addison Russell flies one out to right field. You got it, I got it, no one gets it, and the ball drops. Nothing went right for the Indians on this sequence. Ben Zobrist is safe at the plate. 2 runs would score, Russell standing on third. We jump to the top of the third, 3-0 Cubbies, bases loaded, Dan O'Terra into pitch for the Indians, facing Addison Russell, and guess what? He delivers. Russell smokes it to left center for a grand slam, and to give the Cubs a 7-0 lead. Chicago goes on to win 9-3. It comes down to 1 game to decide the World Series. 11 years ago began the rivalry between Alex Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby. Tonight, it's the start of another great rivalry as Connor McDavid and the Oilers are in Toronto to battle Austin Matthews and the Leafs. Connor McDavid leads the NHL in scoring with 12 points, but not far behind him is rookie Austin Matthews with 10. We pick things up in the second period, game tied at 1, Leafs pressure. Martin goes down low for Soshnikov, who feeds it in front to Ben Smith, who puts it home for his first goal of the season. Move to the third, walking the line is Darnell Nurse, who puts one right through the glove of Frederick Anderson. And this one would need overtime. Just 12 seconds into the extra frame, Nazem Kadri gets past McDavid and dekes around goaltender Cam Talbot for the game winner and his second goal of the night. The Leafs defeat the Oilers 3-2. Just when he thought his pro football career was over, 1 week before the playoffs, Paul McCallum has been thrust back into the spotlight. The Lions need help in the kicking department, and so Wally Buono will rely on the experienced foot of the future Hall of Famer.
I had come to terms with, my football career is over.
For the 3rd time this season, Lions linebacker Solomon Eliminian has been named CFL Player of the Week. What a season for Solly after recovering from an Achilles injury.
I'm just happy that we're winning and defense is playing some good ball, and I just make plays that I'm in position to make plays, and it's nothing difficult. It's just make plays to come to.
The modest Solomon Eliminian is definitely making the big plays on another level. He credits the defensive line for doing their job as well. Solly is just 13 defensive tackles shy from the all-time franchise lead, currently held by Dante Marsh. And that's what's going on in the world of sports. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nick Arthur with CTV Vancouver. Despite a horrific incident that took place inside the school's front foyer just a few weeks ago, the Abbotsford senior boys football team is still grinding on the gridiron. Jay Fujimara believes football was a way to help his team cope.
The way football is, and how they're a team, and essentially like a family, that it helped them sort of lean on each other and kind of get through it all.
Panthers star running back Samuel Yuko hopes his team can continue their success and honor Letitia with a AAA championship.
We got more closer, we did more things for Letitia, and we just connect more, and then we just play every single time. We just talk about how we should just improve and just do great things for our school and for Letitia. The team will have some extra motivation with Letitia Reimer's initials and the Abby Strong decals on the back of their helmets. Despite the outcome, Coach Fujimara says it's been a year to remember.
We love the support, and like I said, just going through what we went through, there's been a ton of support, not just from the community, but for the entire province. All I can say is it's pretty special, and it's definitely been a different year, but a special year too.
The Panthers made the leap from AA to AAA this season, a division they have not been in since 1998, and so far the boys are 8-0.
I expected us to be successful. These guys have worked really hard over the last couple of years. A number of these guys have played between 3 and 4 years for me, and they've really embraced on what it is to be an Abbey Panther and how hard you have to work.
The team will hit the field this Saturday, November 19th, in their quarterfinal matchup against New West Secondary. Nick Arthur in Abbotsford for BCIT Magazine. James Ray fires up the tractor for another day of work at his grandparents' orchard in Aldergrove.
It's peaceful work, that's for sure. There's a beauty in picking apples, which my grandpa will make fun of me, but there's something about it that's nice. I mean, you look at the orchard after you clean it out, and you kind of have the pride of saying, wow, we cleaned out the whole orchard, and it's amazing, really. I leave the stem in, because if the stem doesn't stay in, then the skin's exposed, and that's how they rot.
And standing at 6'4", there aren't many apples out of Ray's reach. But with all this open space, it gave Ray a spot to practice his skills for his other passion, lacrosse.
We've refaced a couple of the barns here that I've put a couple lacrosse balls off of. Grandpa wasn't too happy with me, but
when he had the stick, he would throw it at anything, it would bounce it back.
Ray tucks it home.
Ray attended the Division I Robert Morris University on a field lacrosse scholarship, and on September 26, the 22-year-old Langley native's dreams of playing professional lacrosse came true when he was selected 11th overall by the hometown Vancouver Stealth in the 2016 NLL draft.
One of the things I like to do is just get on the floor and be as physical as I can. I mean, I try to use my size to my advantage, and hopefully I can continue to do that and find a way to crack the lineup.
Ray says he is honored to be given the chance to play professional lacrosse in front of his friends and family right in his own backyard.
And I'm excited to be a part of this because we're going nowhere but up, I think. The community's behind us, I think, and we're going to start seeing more people out, and it's going to be really good. It's going to be something that we can build on and continue to grow with, and I couldn't be happier to be here.
With the picking season coming to an end and training camp fast approaching, the rookie is now focused on cracking a roster spot with the Stealth, but as long as his grandparents have the orchard, he will always be around to give a hand. The Moes and the Bros were out in full effect at this year's Brooms of November curling bonspiel. Perry Pugh started the event in honor of his stepdad, who is a prostate cancer survivor.
The Movember Foundation's always resounded with me. My stepfather is a prostate cancer survivor, and my two best friends both lost their fathers to men's health related issues. So it's been close to home.
Some of Pugh's favorite memories growing up as a kid were spent with his father at the curling club.
Growing up, my dad always curled, and I have fond memories of guys in the 80s with big bushy mustaches, swilling beers and getting up and down the ice. And it just felt like a great thing to do. Winter's kind of here, and seems like a real great Canadian way to celebrate Movember.
Local brewer Josh Vanderhyde teamed up with Pugh for the Movember campaign. The two hope to make the bonspiel an annual event in the Fraser Valley.
I think it's just like an opportunity to do something fun in the community. We've got some Fieldhouse beer on tap. We've got a whole bunch of great prizes that Perry lined up. We just have a bunch of good people out. I think it's just a good to raise money for a good cause and have some fun doing it.
Pugh hopes the event will encourage men to get annual checkups to ensure their health.
You can raise funds towards these great, the research and development of cures and help, and also raising awareness for guys to stand up and go get checked out, or be able to take a moment to make sure that they're doing okay.
The Brooms of Movember event raised over $2,000 towards men's health research, and Pugh continues to collect donations through his Brooms of Movember online campaign. Nick Arthur in Abbotsford for BCIT Magazine.